Welcome to the Knakal News Network. The Knakal News Network is brought to you by the Knakal Group, Cushman & Wakefield's #1 investment sales team.
Hi, I'm Jon Hageman, partner at the Knakal Group at Cushman & Wakefield. Welcome to the Knakal News Network. Today I'm here with Bob Knakal, Chairman of New York Investment Sales at Cushman & Wakefield. So Bob, there's been a lot of talk about the potential of a Paul Massey mayor run. Tell us what you think about that.
Well, I think Paul is definitely considering it, and I couldn't be happier. I think that he would do a great job for the city. I think that he would be perfect in the role, given his characteristics and his character and his skill sets. And, I think it would be fantastic. As I've known Paul a very, very long time. I think he'd do great. Just
for the viewers that don't know the story, why don't you give us some background on how you and Paul first met?
Well, my relationship with Paul goes back to 1984. Starting in 1981, I started my real estate career doing summer internship work for CBRE's predecessor company. It was called Coldwell Banker. I worked in their summer program in New Jersey for 3 years. Paul had worked in the same summer internship program in Boston for CB, and coincidentally we both wanted to come to Manhattan. So I remember the first day on the job I showed up, and Paul had been 1 year in a training program at CB, and had just started in sales a couple of weeks before then. At the time, CB had about 60 guys leasing office space. There were 4 people in the sales group, Paul and the 3 guys that had about 20 years of experience. And so I showed up the first day on the job, and the boss said, "Hey, Massey just started. Follow him around and he'll show you where the coffee machine is," and that kind of thing. So I hung out with Paul that first day, and the second day on the job, we were having lunch together. And said, "Hey, why don't we just work together? Clearly those other guys aren't going to be spending a lot of time with us, so let's just split everything 50-50 and see how it goes."
In the early days, what was it like working with Paul?
Well, it was great. I mean, we were both, young and energetic and loved the business. We always competed to see who could get into the office first, and the later of the two of us would be in by 6:30. So we had breakfast and lunch together every day. We pursued all our business together. In those days, we were working 7 days a week. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And interestingly, for the first 4 years at CB, we operated just on a handshake. We did all of our transactions together, split all our commissions together, all without any written agreement. And, that's the kind of guy Paul is. His word is his bond. And I was very comfortable working on a handshake with him.
So then let's fast forward 4 years later when you decide to go out on your own and start Massey Knakal.
Right, and that was the first time we actually did sign a partnership agreement back in those days, because our lawyers told us we should. I never felt we really needed one, but we did. And clearly when we started at the end of '88, things were still pretty good. Even 1989 was a good year, but things kind of changed in 1990. There was a point in time in which we only had $15,000 left in the bank. I think we even contemplated going to Atlantic City, putting it all on black. You see somebody's true character when their back is to the wall. And he and I have had our backs to the wall. I've seen him with his back to the wall. And the thing that always impressed me is he was never somebody who would take shortcuts.
Thank you for joining us today. Tune in next week for another episode of the Knakal News Network.